Welcome everyone to round 6 recap. And today was the round before the rest day. But before I get going, I want to show you something here. It's the same scene again. It's fantastic to see the waves. You know, it's like wild water gushing from the sea towards the road and so on. And we also had a wild round. Okay, so let's have a look at what happened today. Today was a fantastic round because of one game, and I want to take that one game today. Yes, we will go to the top boards and everything, but B. Adhiban, the beast, today showed what a player he is. He was playing with the white pieces against Iturizaga, and Adhiban started off with the normal opening, Sicilian, and then he pushed his pawn to G6. Then he took on F7, brought his knight to A4 to C5, sacked that knight, then sacked his rook on D7. And, you know, got his bishop to C4, bishop to C5. It was an epic position that was there. And then he sacked his queen, queen D8, rook D8, rook D8. And you know, he had this one pawn and a rook into the attack there. It was just outstanding the way in which Adhiban played. And then it seemed like the position was going towards a draw. But he found this very nice move B3, which was very tough. Of course, Adhiban and B3, love story, so has to find it. He found this move B3, the backline problems were gone, and he was queening there, and he managed to finish off the game very well. So I would say Adhiban, of course, did struggle in this tournament, but has scored 2 wins now, back to back, and that does mean that he is playing really well.
I was inspired by Arjun, yesterday's game. He kept on playing, so I thought, okay, I have to also do the same, so even if they find, I have to maybe keep pushing,
So while Adhiban's game was perhaps the most beautiful one today of the round and also of the tournament, I feel from a competitive perspective, the most important result of the day was Vidit Gujrathi winning his game against Hans Niemann. I think this was tremendously important because Vidit had the white pieces against Hans, and the opening that Vidit chose, which he later on in the interviews credited his second, which he doesn't want to reveal right now, it's a secret. His second actually helped him to find this line where you get the rooks off the board. So it's only minor pieces that are left and the queen. But this sort of the white queen starts to play around the black's queen side position. And in fact, with it started putting so much pressure, he found this move knight B1, very cool move. His idea is to go to D2 to B3 to A5 and to create that real pressure on that side. I think Vidit was better, he was pressing, but then at some point Hans Niemann created his counterplay, and it seemed like the game would end in a draw, but actually Hans also went wrong. He did play like on the king side and so on. Vidit brought his king to the center, but somehow Vidit kept it going. You know, he found resources, he kept calculating. There were ups and downs, but eventually he managed to convert it into a full point.
It was really interesting, the game, and very unusual position where all his pieces are kind of stuck. but at the same time, it's not really easy for me to improve. I have to balance his counterplay and creating my own chances. It was really interesting, and I think it was well played game until a certain point.
And that propels him into the leader of the tournament along with many others. One of them being Arjun Erigaisi, who drew a very comfortable game against Yu Yangi today with the black pieces. Arjun played the Petrov, and really there was no fight because Arjun just cleanly equalized. So Arjun and Vidit are in the leaders pack along with Caruana, Nakamura, Sindarov, Tredke. There are totally 8 players. So at halfway stage, these two guys are doing really well. Then Arvind Chidambaram was under pressure against Abdusattorov, but managed to draw the game. A good chess there by Arvind. We had Nihal versus Narayanan, the all Kerala fight, and I think Nihal got no advantage with white. Narayanan's opening was very solid. The game ended in a draw. No problems there. We had Shant Sargsyan versus Prag. Prag was, I guess, trying to press a bit, but didn't get much. Hello. See me here. Hello.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Yeah. See you later.
See you. Artemiev today pushed like crazy against Firuza, but couldn't win the game. He played a fantastic game. Okay, so we then had Aryan Chopra and Hari Krishna. I think Aryan Chopra really put pressure on Hari Krishna with the white pieces, but couldn't get that full point. Hari is a very tough nut to crack, and the game ended in a draw. I think the most tragic result of today was Gukesh's loss to Aydin Suleimanli. Aydin, of course, very talented boy from Azerbaijan, but Gukesh didn't play well. He didn't play to his standard. In fact, I think Gukesh wanted sort of a new start today. So he even changed his hairstyle. He came with a new hairstyle to the round. He cut his hair. He was growing it. He cut his hair and he tried to play, but G3 move was very bad. And Aydin found a very good plan with G5. And his point was, if you take twice on G5, there is bishop takes G3, followed by the queen swooping in, and Gukesh's position is lost. So Gukesh actually lost a piece there and never recovered out of it. Aydin managed to score the win. So Gukesh is still on 2 points out of 6, which means that effectively he will not be able to finish in top 2 in this tournament. I think so, because you will have to score at least 7.5 points, I believe, to finish in top 2 here. We had Karthikeyan holding Haik Martirosyan to a draw. I think Karthikeyan has been playing really well. Martirosyan is a strong player. To hold him to a draw is great. And we had Abhijit Gupta, who scored another win today. He's beaten Kirill Shevchenko, who's a strong player. And Abhijit Gupta's win was very interesting because he actually got his bishop trapped on the king side, but he went in and took the pawn on d6. First took on h6, then took on d6, then took on c6. He had a few pawns, but then he started pushing his pawns, and his pawns started to roll so much that that his opponent couldn't stop them, and he managed to win the game. So a big win there. We had Raunak Sadhwani beating Denis Lazovic. I think a very good win for Raunak, especially after he lost his game yesterday. I was a bit worried that he shouldn't go down, because he started so well. No, he drew with Anish, he drew with Hikaru and all of them. But the loss did not affect him. He came back strongly and he managed to beat Denis Lazovic. And I think that is a great result for Raunak, who now moves to 50% score once again. Leon Mendonça drew his game against Adam Fauji from black pieces, and that's how all the results panned out. We had a total of 7.5 points scored today out of 14. Well, two Indians were playing each other, SL Narayanan, Nihal, and also we had Hari Krishna and Aryan Chopra. But there was only one loss today, actually, in the total thing, which means that there was only a loss by Gukesh. So I think today, from the perspective of the results overall, I think Indians had a very, very good day. We are all hoping for Gukesh to score a few wins, but apart from that, it was a fantastic day. Moving to the women's section, Vaishali took on Alexandra Goryachkina, and another beautiful result for Vaishali. She managed to hold her opponent to a draw without really sweating much, which is just amazing. As we mentioned yesterday, Vaishali held Anna Muzichuk to a draw, and today Alexandra Goryachkina. So two back-to-back draws against world-class players is just showing what a classy player Vaishali is. Harika versus Savita. Harika is actually facing a lot of young Indian talents here. Last round she beat Divya. Today she was playing Savita, and you know, she played E5 move. Savita played E5. I did not get it. She just took the pawn, and actually it was, I think, not a good line by Savita. Harika got an extra pawn. She was pressing. She got a big advantage. But then she converted into a rook endgame, which looked drawish. But in the end, the final mistake came when Savita took the pawn rook takes c4. She had to play rook g3, and then the position was drawn there. It would have been equal. But she took on c4, and after that, Harika managed to win the game. So Harika has come back in this tournament after two back-to-back wins against Divya and Savita. As she mentions, she is playing an Indian championship here, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm playing national championship here for sure. I played already 3 Indians in 6 games.
Tanya today lost her game to Nino Batsiashvili, and that was actually not a great result because, you know, Tanya was doing well in the position. She was in fact equal till the very end, the rook end game also. And somehow she did not play the right move, and her 3 pawns versus 1 pawn and the rook could not create much, and she lost. But with accurate play, she could have held the draw there. Divya Deshmukh held Alice Lee to a very solid draw with black pieces. Nothing much happened there. And lastly, Vantika Agrawal got outplayed with the white pieces against Makarchian Mariam. Makarchian is a very talented player from Armenia, and Vantika has not been in great form in this event. She played good games, but she's not able to convert them, and today she lost another game, which actually puts her in a tough situation in this tournament. So today the girls scored 2 points. So a total of 7.5 plus 2, that is 9.5 points were scored by India today. Right now in this event, at the halfway mark, we have surpassed the halfway mark. 6 rounds out of 11 have been completed. I feel that Indians have a good chance in both Open and Women. In the Open, we have Vidit and Arjun in the leaders pack with a chance to finish in top 2 and qualify to the candidates. In the Women, we have Vaishali half a point behind the leader. She's playing so well. Also, Harika is making a swift comeback. And who knows, with 5 more rounds to go, this tournament is wide open. So for now, I think I will end this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to do some work which is left of mine on the rest day. But then I will be back with the recaps day after tomorrow. See you guys. Thank you all for following. Bye bye.